What's going on, Trader Gang? Happy Sunday. We're back at it again with another market breakdown for you guys. So sorry I popped on a couple of minutes late and pushed back the live 30 minutes because I wasn't home yet. So, but it's a new week, guys, and some changes are happening. So we are stepping away from prop firms for now. So we are going to be trading a live account. So it's a small account. So I loaded $50 into a live account. So we are going to be trading Forex. So we're switching from futures to Forex now. So of course, we're still going to look at gold and break down gold, but with gold, it's XAUUSD on the Forex pair. And we're going to take a look at EURUSD as well. So those are the two pairs that we're going to break down. Because those are the two pairs that I'm going to be trading going forward. So also just to share with you guys, I'll put the link in the description also, but the broker that I use is Caught Forex. So I'll put the link in the description as well. So if you want to use them, I have an affiliate link for them as well. And we're going to be using the platform TradeLocker. So I'll share that with you guys when we get into this. So if you guys haven't used TradeLocker before, it's an amazing platform. It has TradingView built into it, and it has all these different features. So you can have a trailing stop loss that's already there for you, your risk, all that. So just there's all kinds of different features you can use within that platform. So, yeah, let's get into it. Let me make sure my sound is good really quick. Hope everybody's had a great Sunday. Hope everybody's ready for a new trading week. All right, looks like we're good. All right, so, and excuse the mess right here. I just have like some papers and stuff like that there. So, all right, so let me share my screen. So we're gonna look at news first, obviously. So we're gonna see what news is coming out. All right, so let's take a look. So we got the week of the 14th. All right, so let's see what we got. So we do want to look at Euro news just because, again, we are trading that pair. So don't really have anything for market open. So this is more for like if you're going to trade more London session, this would pertain. But we're trading. We're going to be trading Euro USD New York session. So don't see anything there. So so USD, we have Empire State Manufacturing, but of course that's pre-market, so don't really have to worry too much there. Tuesday, we do have core retail sales. Again, that's pre-market, so 5:30. We do have some yellow folder. So we do have some news, but it's nothing too crucial. So like seven is a time that we always want to be wary of, just because a lot of reversals happen at that time. So we still want to rear on the side of caution for that. And then Wednesday, USD, we have housing starts, building permits. We got FOMC. So 11 a.m. So hopefully we're out of the market way before that, because we really want to stay in our window of just trading the first 2 hours. So we won't probably even touch FOMC, so that won't really affect us too much. But if you do trade this, I recommend waiting until after FOMC, just so you can get a market direction. Also, Thursday, we have unemployment claims pre-market. And then nothing really too much here. So for Euro, let's see, German Buba President Nagel speaks. So of course that might affect the Euro pair. Leading index for USD. natural gas storage. So that might affect the market a little bit. And then Friday, nothing much there. So nothing too crazy other than FOMC Wednesday. So we definitely got to be watchful there. But again, when we trade, I will be trading live with my live account. So I'm going to be in during market open and probably like an hour after that. That's it. So that's pretty much it for news. Nothing really too crazy. Let's go ahead and look at the charts. So we're going to have clean charts because we're moving over from Forex to futures. So this is the Forex pair of gold. So if you see here, it's XAUUSD, which is the equivalent of gold on the Forex pair. So we're going to start on the weekly here. So I think I had already marked this up just previously. So I marked up the previous weekly high and low already. So of course, that's where we always want to start. You know, we want to see where last week started and ended. So we can see here, you know, previous weekly low was 35.80, and then the weekly high was 36.75. So of course, we want to mark up our zones as well. So even though we have that weekly high, we want to kind of go down a little bit. So I did that as well. So of course, I marked up an area of support and or two areas of previous support. So because we are still really bullish, which can be good and bad, price can continue to push higher and create new all-time highs, or at some point we're going to have a huge pullback. So because nothing goes, you know, up forever. So, you know, we got to kind of take that into account. But as of right now, you know, we're fully bullish. So if we do have a pullback, then of course we'll be able to see that like on the daily or something like that. So I mean, because we can literally, we have this area right here where price could easily pull back to. So even right here as well. So where price met before, so we had a previous support right here and then resistance. So this turns into support. So that could be another area as well. So, but if anything does happen, price is going to pull back to this weekly low of 35.80 before it does decide to go back up, or it continues to just drop. So, because we did have an area of consolidation here as well. So price could tap into an area of consolidation, respect to this area right here, which was resistance, now support, and continue to push back up. So we already have that there. So like even on the daily here, like I will, even though we have these areas of interest, you know, I'll still mark them up. So we got that. So I'll go from candle to wick. And we'll mark this right here as well. So because when we go down on the lower time frame, this is going to help us to be like, okay, you know, this is where price could possibly go to. Because mind you, this is on the daily. So when we go down to like the 1 hour, so typically because we trade off the the 1 minute time frame, so like just super scalping. So I'm gonna look for bias and direction on the 1 hour or the 30 minute. So just by me seeing this, obviously, you know, we had some consolidation right here. So even though we are, you know, really bullish, you know, this right here just showing on the daily, these rejections right here, this could easily cause price to push down here. So with that being said, you know, since it's already happening, since the market's already open right now because it's Sunday, so price can push all the way down here. So again, when we during market open, we'll kind of mark this because we can see right now, you know, we're on a downtrend, and we broke this area of support right here just now. So we broke support here. So more than likely, we're going to basically test this area and test down here as well. So because when we go down to the 1 minute, so even the 1 minute, we can see we're starting to push down. So, but typically you can look at like the 15 minute. So even on the 15 minute here, you can see we had a huge push here, and we're making lower lows and lower highs. So again, some areas of interest. Areas of interest are going to be here because this is a low. So we got this area right here. And then we do have another area right here. So price tapped into here before. So this could be another area of interest because price tapped in here multiple times. So like if I went on the minute here, that's what I would look for. So of course, I would wait for a little pullback right here. And like say if I was going to trade right now, I would take a short, the price right here. Stop loss would be up here at the prior swing high. And I would target like the next low. So it would be right here. So what would that put us? That would give us a little 1-to-1. So we don't really need a lot. So, or if price did respect that, I could do it to this swing high, and that would give us almost a 1-to-3. So, but you know, price could easily push back up. So you just want to give yourself some room. So this will give you a nice 1-to-1, or you could even target, like I said, this price all the way down here, where price is tapped into multiple times. So I'll give you more of a bigger R&R. So right here, that'll give you a nice 1-to-2 risk to reward. So even if price were to pull back up to here, to this level and retest, you know, you'd still be good because it'll push down and then hit that mark. So, but we don't trade that session. So that's pretty much it for gold. So XAUUSD. So again, the overall trend right now, even though it's bullish, you know, we're starting to make some marks right. Like it's still kind of consolidated. So to be honest with you, I wouldn't look for any type of sells until we break right here. So I would say look for sells. Look for sells below 36.12. So I was at 36.12, 7. I'll say 780. There you go. So 36.12, 780. So again, I'll do that on the 30-minute. So because we can see where that is. So let me see. Yep. So again, looking on the lower time frame here, I would look for sells below 36.12.80. And then as far as buys, so for buys, we would literally need to break above here. So let me get rid of this little trend line here. So right here. So that 36.56. We'll do 400. So 36.56, 400. All right. So look for buys above 36.56.400. So because we need to basically find a breakout. So we need to break out. We need to break out of this area. So like if I were to go again on the 30-minute, you can see here. So we need to break above here or below here to look for an entry, because again, we're going to go down to the 2-minute, or sorry, the 1-minute. And we're going to look for our entry. So again, we could take probably a quicker snipe, obviously, but that's where we want to look for. We want to wait until we come to this area or here. So we want to wait till that happens. So other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. So look, we just had a break of structure right here. This is on the 30-minute. So price broke. So again, that gives us confirmation that price is going to tap into here more than likely. And who knows, we have all this liquidity right here also. So all this right here. This is all liquidity. So I'll make this like black. So all this area here is all liquidity. So we need to take that out before we even decide to keep going back up. So, but again, we've been making all-time highs for weeks now. So who knows, we may have a big sell-off. So just got to watch out for that. So I am definitely thinking we're going to have some sells this week. So that's it for gold. So now Euro USD, we'll start this fresh. So let's see kind of what Euro USD has been doing. So we'll go on the weekly here. So zooming out a little bit, so we have had some consolidation since January of last year. So all in all, we have been pushing up. So let's see, since the beginning of the year. So we've been making some strides. So we've only had some minor pullbacks. So of course, when we see this on the lower time frame, I mean, say like the 15-minute, there's definitely been opportunities. So there's definitely been a lot of buy opportunities. So we've had some, some lower lows, lower highs, came up, pulled back, and then we've pulled up, and then now we're starting to pull down a little bit more. So, but we have been pushing up slowly. So, but we need to get above this high right here, and I think we're slowly trying to get there. So, but Euro USD is kind of moving slow in that regard. So, but nonetheless, let's mark up previous weekly high and low. So this was last week. So we got an area right here. And then we have a low. So this is what pretty much Euro USD did. So price literally pulled all the way up here and then came all the way down and then ended up closing right here. So we actually ended up closing around 1.17354. So we had a pullback here. So, and plus we have a lot of rejection wicks right here. So this might, we have to kind of like look like what is price telling us. So these are the prior weeks, right? So this was 1, 2, 3, 4. So this was a month worth of data right here. So we got to look at what did price do. The price ended up pulling all the way down here, and then ended up coming all the way back up, and then we ended up closing right here. So price actually did come up here. We had some rejection here, pulled all the way down, and then literally closed right up here. And then this candle, we ended up pulling all the way down and then literally coming all the way back up and closing right here. So, and then the beginning of September, we pulled all the way down here, came up, and then we closed right here. So we are making higher highs and higher lows if we see this. So if you see this, we do have a little pattern here, aside from these two candles, but you can see. So even right here. So we haven't broken below this line right here. So we're continuing to go up. So even though here it kind of looks like we're consolidating a little bit, there's a lot of these rejections. So a lot of buyers are in the market. So they keep trying to push price up. So even right here, we're starting, the week like trying to pull down a little bit, but I feel like we're going to end up making a higher high. I feel like we're going to end up above this candle here. So I definitely want to look for buys. So we'll mark this up. So this is our previous weekly high. And what was that at? That was at, I mean, we can round this up. So 1.17798. So let's make that 800. So 1.178. There we go. So 1.178,800. So that's a solid number. Oh, what did I do there? Sorry. All right, so weekly high, and then previous weekly low. And then what was that? The 166. Let's do 15. 1.1215. Oh, there we go. So we have our, and then of course we want to mark up our all-time high. Oops. So all-time high 18229. So we'll just do 300. All-time high 1.8300. There we go. So now we want to, even though I feel like we're going to continue to push up, we still want to mark up some support areas, so some demand. So we do have an area right here as well. So price did tap into here and here. So if we were to put a line here, so we can see these actually line up. And if we went on a lower time frame, we can see price actually tapped into here before it tapped into here multiple times. So this can be, say, like a previous demand. previous demand area. And let's see, what was that? 157. We'll do 10. So I like round numbers. 1.57, 10. All right. So we have previous demand area, and then we can mark up one more. So price did pull all the way down to here, and of course we do have some areas right here. So I like to always go, for the most part, to the wick. So not the body, but if it happens to touch the body, then that's fine. So this was at 1.13909. So we'll just mark this area as 910. Because this could be an area of interest. So I'm just going to leave it just like that, because again, this is a weekly, so I don't know if price is going to pull all the way down there, but again, I think that the way that direction is going, we're going to push higher. So I'm going to leave that just like that, and then we can go down to a lower time frame. We can get a little bit more data here. So again, this is on the daily right here. So we can look back at last week, right? So what was Monday? Monday was the 8th. So the 8th was literally right here. So we had a push up here, or we pushed down, had a push up, and we closed right here. And then Tuesday, we were basically bearish. So we did pull up here, came all the way down here, and then we closed down here. So that made more room for some more sellers to come into the market. So what did price do? It did end up pushing up, came down to about right here, and then we pulled up a little bit and we closed right here at about 1.16932. And then Thursday, we ended up pushing up, came down here, and then we closed above here. So we closed above this candle. So that's what we want to see. We want to have a break above the previous candle. So I do believe that we can actually make a high of this previous high here. I believe we can tap into this area here. So because what did Friday close at? So Friday, this is a doji here. So usually when we see kind of like a hammer doji like this, usually it can be a continuation or a reversal. So, but we can see kind of price action, right? So price came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down. So we're making higher highs and higher lows. So that's what we want to look for. So that determines our direction. So even though we came up here, we're having a slight little pullback here, and we're going to continue to push up. So again, going forward with EURUSD, I want to look for buys. So before we do that, remember, we're going to go to the 30-minute. So, or we can go to the hour, actually. So we can see here, so the daily. So even on the daily right here. So, of course here, let's mark this up really quick. Oops. Okay. So these are going to be our areas of interest right here. Okay, we're just going to leave these three here, and then of course if price does break below this, then of course we can mark up this demand area. So, but we'll go to the hour here. So again, we don't want to look for anything until price breaks above this. So we can look at the hour and the 30-minute. So on the hour, so again, we can mark up this high right here and this low. So we need to wait for price to break. So just like we did on gold, So look for buys above, what is that? 1.17480. So that's what we'll do. Look for buys above that. And then look for sells below 1.17017. So I'm going to put 15 actually. We'll mark that up to 1.17015. All right, there you go. So 480, that's fine. I like that. 1.17480. Right. So there you go. So that's what I'm going to look for. So we may pull down here, take out some liquidity from right here before we end up going back up. So, or of course, we do have some areas here that we can take out. So, but again, we're looking at the higher time frame. So what is the daily? So like I said, because we have this trend going. So we have this trend. So price would have to break below this candle. So remember I said we're trying to break above here. So that's what we're looking for. So we need to wait until price breaks above this candle right here to look for buys. And this could be like our overall target up here. So, but until that happens, so that's what we got to wait for. So I'll move this over here because remember we're on the lower time frame. So price has to break here. So again, look, we have liquidity here. So this is a 15-minute, and of course we trade on the 1 minute. So again, this is what we're waiting for. So even though on the 1 minute, you know, we have some room to make up. So, but that's what we want to look for. So because price can, again, take out this, you know, or we can tap into this high right here, take that out. So, because basically we would just wait for it to tap into here, wait for any type of pullback, and for it to break above this. That's what we basically wait for. So that's pretty much it. But in between that, we can find some opportunities. You know, so again, because we're only looking at the 30-minute and the hour for our directional bias. So again, like if we're like on the 30-minute here, of course, you know, even though we're bullish overall, you know, because we're going to make higher highs and higher lows, we can still come on the lower time frame and get some counter trend trades in there. If we see price action in the lower time frame, making lower lows, lower highs, we can still capitalize on that before it does decide to go up. But we have to make sure we get in and get out before price does that. So that's the biggest part. So other than that, that's all I got for you guys. So that's a kind of a quick breakdown. So just to kind of share with you guys really quick. Again, I told you guys I am using TradeLocker. So you guys can see here, this is what TradeLocker looks like. So let me refresh. All right, so here you can see we have, this is on a 15-minute time frame. You know, we broke demand zone right here, broke support. You know, it's probably going to target this demand zone here. But, you know, you can see we have $53 on the account. So that's where we're going to start with. And more likely, we're probably going to risk $10 or $5 or $10 per trade. 1 to 2%. So that'll be it. So, but this is what this looks like. And then, of course, if you guys want to trade with the broker that I'm using, like I said, let me bring it up really quick. So I have to use an authenticator real quick. All right, guys. So the dashboard looks like this. So if you guys want to use this this broker, this is what I'm using, and I'm using it with TradeLocker. So that's the platform it uses. So again, I'll put the link down below for you guys. But other than that, that's it. So I appreciate you guys popping on. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Again, I'll put the link in the description for you for my broker and the platform that I'm using to trade off of. We are starting with $50, a small account. We will be trading live tomorrow morning. So definitely be ready for that. I'll put a link on my Instagram, so you'll have to follow me on Instagram. I'll put that in the description as well, but it's Nikki_Pips. So you can follow my journey there as well. So I'm ready to get it, guys. Let's get it this week. So I appreciate you guys popping on. Do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. And let's have a profitable week this week. All right, guys. God bless. Peace.